Hi, my name is Dustin. I'm a respiratory therapist and a respiratory coach. And when I ask people if they smoke, the first thing they say is, I don't smoke, but then they take a whiff of their vape. Is there anything wrong with that? And man, it tastes good. Why is it so hard to quit? So I'm going to go over the steps of why it tastes so good and to help you cut back over the next 3 months and give you some practical advice, facts, and not fear. So vaping versus smoking, what's really happening? Well, smoking is burning tobacco, which produces tar and carbon monoxide and thousands of chemicals, cause chronic airway inflammation, cancer risk, and long-term lung damage. What's vaping? Vaping was originally invented in China by an inventor who wanted to find a convenient way to deliver tobacco to your lungs. And nowadays, it's going so well, it's so synthesized, it's so full of chemicals that you can find them anywhere. And what it does technically is heating liquid, they call it e-liquid or e-cigarettes, into an aerosol containing nicotine, flavors, and other chemicals. Now it avoids tar, so we're like, well, at least I'm not smoking tar, but it does not avoid all harm. The lungs are designed for a clean air that's not with heated chemicals, and fine aerosolized particles like these are not good for it. So why vaping tastes so good then? How do they make it taste so good? What they do is they engineered it with specific flavors that are fruity, candy, and dessert-like flavors. Wow, those send direct signals to our brain that, whoa, that's amazing. Those are called your dopamine receptors. Hence why it's so attractive. And you're also adding nicotine. So nicotine is an addictive chemical that triggers pleasure into our brain. Nicotine plus the smooth delivery reward makes this very hard to quit vaping. So you thought cigarettes were hard? Vaping is even harder. So what does vaping do to our lungs? Now, even without tar, irritants irritate our airway and leading to the cilia fibers in our lungs not to move properly. So what these irritation does is allow our cilia fibers, hair-like fibers, prevents them from moving the secretions and they just stop. And so when we get a lot of secretions, it's going to take a while to get up. And when it does, it's a lot, which leads to your ability to clear the airway, decrease congestion, take those nice deep breaths you want. That's tough. And what some patients have recognized is that my lungs are just not as good as they used to be. And my exercise tolerance is not as good. I get short of breath just exercising. So I'm just going to chill here and just, well, you're causing some long-term injuries that you're not noticing. So be aware of this, that even though you're not smoking tar, you're still causing harm over time. Now, another thing they found recently with those who smoke vape is that they found a specific type of lung condition called bronchiolitis obliterans. In other words, popcorn lungs. Wow. What this basically means is that sections of your lungs in popcorn shapes are not able to absorb oxygen. Doesn't matter. You can breathe as deep as you want, but yet you can absorb oxygen. And so over time, you become less and less efficient and get less and less oxygen, which is the main part of anaerobic metabolism. So basically, there's anaerobic and anabolic. So anabolic is with oxygen, so it decreases your oxygenation energy source. No more ATP for energy. You have to get it from something else. So you're burning your protein, you're using other sources to get the energy you want. But overall, your energy metabolism drops over time. So, why quitting matters? Not because of shame, because you're a bad person, because your lungs heal when you reduce these type of exposures. We're meant to breathe clean, warm, humidified air. Got it? Heated chemicals cause harm. Your airway health, your exercise tolerance, your oxygen efficiency, and your immune function deeply benefit from you breathing clean air. Now, how do we quit? I have the simple tips. It's first you need to identify who you are, not that I'm a vapor. I am so-and-so, created by something eternal. Then you need to understand your triggers for stress. Next, you need to take a deep recollection of what connects you to life, what validates you, what helps you deal with boredom in a healthy way. What social cues do you go by? Do certain flavors entice you more than others? Switch to a healthier alternative. Identify them and be aware. Substitute these behaviors with good behaviors. If you're having trouble with nicotine, you can go to other alternatives like chewing gum or mints. Then you can drink water, sparkling water. Deep nasal breathing is very important to help you reset your nervous system and help you deal with that coping anxiety that your body's going to feel. Because remember, if you do not let your urge become urgent, it loses power. Nicotine reduction, there's another way. It is useful to reduce your nicotine intake over time through patches and lozenges. It is not appropriate to use nicotine as a vape. It's just not healthy for your lungs, and we need to transition from a more lung-safe alternative, not just for your lung health, but for your overall health. Your mind can also reset your ability to crave for this source through mind control. You're going to be able to use meditation and breathe through your urges to make your urges less urgent. And then please seek support from a doctor, pharmacist, support groups, quality friends that want you to stop being harmful to yourself. And then be accountable for your actions, because connection is the best way to break addictions. We are wired for connections. Now remember, vaping may feel safer than cigarettes, but it's not harmless. Your lungs respond to every particle you inhale, and quitting gives them a chance to recover, and sometimes faster than you expect. Your lungs are resilient, but they deserve protection. Switching to vaping isn't a cure, it's a partial shift. Quitting while replacing the habit with healthier routines is the real win. You are not weaker before struggling. A lot of people are able to be loved through struggles. So embrace it. You are loved. You are aware. That is the first step towards freedom. It is a privilege. It really is. A privilege to helping you place respiratory health back into your hands so that you can have control. Thank you, and God bless.